Well, two shootings, one on the West Coast, the other on the East Coast, brought media attention nationwide. Now the focus shifts into the courtroom for both men accused, George Zimmerman and Scott DeCry. Here to break it down for us, a defense attorney, John Patrick Dolan. Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning to both of you.
So George Zimmerman was arrested. His bond hearing, I believe, is this Friday, but according to several media reports, his trial could face some delays.
Well, there's a little bit of a glitch. The judge that was assigned the case happened to be married to a person who referred Mr. Zimmerman to his present lawyer. And so that's a potential conflict of interest, although it's pretty thin. And so that was announced last week, and there's a question about whether or not the bond hearing is going to go forward until that problem is resolved. Once it's resolved, then they'll go forward with some sort of a probable cause preliminary hearing kind of hearing and eventually move to trial. That's as distinguished from the case that you mentioned, Scott DeCry here in Seal Beach. 8 people killed, went to a grand jury. And so last Friday, the prosecution was before the judge, Tom Gothel's down there in Orange County, asking to have some of the grand jury information, the transcripts, released because, as you probably know, grand jury transcripts are secret and it's actually a crime to reveal anything that was presented to a grand jury. They're asking for that. The concern on the defense side was that this would taint the potential jury pool and also that it would affect the young son who was supposedly the basis for this horrific set of killings.
So why would they want to release something like that?
Well, they want to get it so that they can use it and prepare it for trial. And what happens is when it's officially released, unless there's a gag order, it seems that somehow or other this leaks out, as in Travon Martin's case, police information leaks out. And that tends to have an effect on the potential jury pool, and that's the concern of the defense down in Orange County.
Now, John, of course, another big trial that we're following is the Roger Clemens case, and today he's going back for retrial. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with this case.
Well, it's sort of a weird thing. It's not that you can't take steroids, it's that you can't lie to Congress about taking steroids. That's really what it comes down to. So he's charged with lying to Congress about taking steroids. The trial started some time ago, and in the first opening statements, the prosecution, by mistake, according to the prosecution, put up evidence that had been excluded by the judge, and there was a mistrial declared. So today they begin jury selection anew, and they'll begin the trial, and apparently the prosecution has proposed over 120 exhibits, including needles, cotton balls, and FedEx packages that were sent to his trainer. And the argument's going to be, does Clemens knowingly take steroids and lie about it before Congress, or did he tell the truth when he told Congress he had never knowingly, intentionally taken steroids? And it's one of those cases sort of like Barry Bonds' case. It's not what you did, it's what you testified about what you did that creates the crime.
Now, in talking about Roger Clemens' case, what exactly is the court going to be looking for, and what could be the repercussions for him?
Well, obviously it affects his ability to go into the Hall of Fame. He would otherwise be a slam dunk Hall of Famer. Also, he can be prosecuted, convicted, and sentenced for perjury, which is really what the case is all about, lying before Congress. His defense, of course, as I mentioned, is I didn't take anything knowingly, willfully, that was illegal or banned by the league. And it comes down to a test of credibility. Do you believe him or do you believe his trainer? And that's what the jury will have to decide in Washington, D.C.
So we could see another trainer in jail, possibly.
Well, I don't know the trainer's going because he's a government witness, and they tend not to go to jail.
120 exhibits, that could take a while.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a little more drawn out than Barry Bonds' case, although, as you know, Barry Bonds' case ended with something pretty minimal, and I think that's probably the same result for Roger Clemens in the end.
That's true. All right, John, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
If you have any questions for John Patrick Dolan, or if you need any legal representation, all you have to do is log on to the internet and go to that website right there, dolanlawoffices.com. John will be happy to answer your questions and help you out if you're in need it.
Thanks
Thank you,
again.
John, so much.
See you next week.